Thank you for joining me on another floppy deep dive. And today we're going to be looking at the top 5 caveman games on the Commodore 64.
So, you're a caveman.
So we're going to be doing something fun here, guys. I'm going to be giving away the original floppies of Caveman Ugg Olympics to anybody in the world. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you can win these at the end of the video. So watch the whole video until the end, and then I'll explain exactly how you can win these.
Number 5. Number 5 is the Flintstones Yabba Dabba Doo that was released in 1986 on the Commodore 64. And I was a massive fan of the Flintstones cartoon growing up, and this game brings back great memories. In this classic game, you take on the role of Fred Flintstones as you work to build a house and win the love of Wilma. But watch out, because you have to avoid all these obstacles and enemies. But the colorful and visual pleasing graphics transport you right straight into the cartoon. The game's been criticized for its lack of weapons to use against enemies and Fred's awkward movements between screens, but that just adds to the challenge, and you better brush up on going diagonal on these skills with your joystick because it is hard to do in this game. So grab your controller, put on your animal skin clothing, and prepare for some prehistoric fun with the Flintstones Yabba Dabba Doo for the Commodore 64. Number 4. Number 4 is BC Bill, one of the more unique titles to be released for the Commodore 64. It was developed by Imagine Software and published in 1984, and the game received favorable reviews at release. I think BC Bill looks a lot like Captain Caveman, another cartoon from my youth. Captain Caveman! And the game features a unique premise where the player must balance the need of their family by gathering food and wives and avoiding danger from the environment and other creatures. And in BC Bill, players control the caveman as he tries to gather wives and enough food to feed his growing family while avoiding predatory dinosaurs. And the player uses a club to stun the cave woman, and that's how you get your wives, and kill various roaming creatures. And smaller creatures can be dragged back to the cave as food after you cook them on the fire, whereas more enormous dinosaurs will just eat your potential wives and food and kill Bill on contact. The game also has this dynamic weather system where the seasons change, which affects the number and variety of the food animals. Also, it acts as an internal gameplay timer. In the spring, every wife who has food will produce a child, while in autumn, any wife with no food will die, and any child with no food will leave home. And BC Bill was unique and original game that was showcased the capabilities of the Commodore 64 at time, and so that's why it's my number 4. Number 3. So for number 3, I combined two games, Ugg and Ugg's Fire Quest. And since they were a series, 1 and 2, I figured why not just combine them and put them all in the number 3. And so are you ready to return and relive the prehistoric era with Ugg and Fire Quest for the Commodore 64? These classic games would transport you to a time when the most significant concern was surviving the Ice Age, trying to find a way to start the fire. In Ugg, you have to play a caveman, Ugg, who your goal is to gather food from the pterodactyl eggs while avoiding obstacles like rocks and local T-Rex, and you get to use your trusty spear to defend yourself, but remember to drop it if you want to carry eggs back to your cave. And with 3 different skill levels to choose from, you'll be able to test your caveman skills and see if you have what it takes to survive the Ice Age. But that's not all, because once you master the art of egg collecting, it's time to move on to Fire Quest. And this time you need to collect wood, carry ladders, transport fire to complete the various platforms based on tasks. You got to watch out for obstacles and creatures that want to stop you from getting that warm fire, because one touch and you'll lose your life. And let's be honest, nobody wants to be a caveman without fire. So don't blame me if you sleep in a cave and eat raw eggs for dinner. So grab your spear and some wood and prepare for a prehistoric adventure with Ugg and Fire Quest for the Commodore 64. And if you're daring, try playing both games simultaneously for an ultimate caveman survival challenge. Number 2. For number 2, I grouped up 2 games again, BC's Quest for Tires and Grogs' Revenge. So first up we have BC's Quest for Tires. You join Thor the Caveman as he tries to rescue his one true love, cute chick, from the clutches of the dinosaur. And this game's like Moon Patrol, but it has a prehistoric twist to it. Get ready to navigate through various levels on your trusty stone unicycle, which is an impossible wheel, but it's prehistoric time, so anything goes, while avoiding dangers like potholes, tree branches, and the occasional angry T-Rex. But don't worry, Thor's got some prehistoric tricks up his sleeves, like jumping on the turtles to cross the lake, or being carried by the dookie bird to fly over the lava pit. And don't forget, you also encounter some of the favorite characters from that comic strip BC, like the Fat Broad, who will either help or hinder your quest. It's a game that's not like any other game, but you're in an interactive cartoon with excellent graphics and animation that approach cartoon standards. So grab your stone unicycle. It's time to embark on BC's Quest for Tires. Next up we have a sequel, Grogs' Revenge, and this game's like a mix of Mario but with a prehistoric twist. You play Thor again, and this time he's searching for the meaning of life within several mountains, and players must navigate Thor through the hills collecting clams because it's prehistoric times and clams are like money, and the game's object is to collect enough clams to pay a toll to another caveman, Peter, which allow Thor to access the next mountain. You gotta avoid falling off the cliff, slamming into walls, or hitting rocks or holes. You must also avoid encountering a green dinosaur that will eat his tire, and Grog will knock Thor off the mountain by shouting Grog. And Grogs' Revenge is a game of the old school, but it remains a fun little diversion on the Commodore 64. And that's why these 2 games are rated number 2 in my favorite Caveman games. Number 1. Number 1 is Caveman Ugg Olympics. Caveman Ugg Olympics is the ultimate prehistoric sports game for the Commodore 64. It's time to dust off your saber-toothed tiger skin and get ready to compete in the top caveman competition. So first up's the saber race, where you race against your opponent, dodging obstacles and trying to outrun the saber-toothed tiger chasing you. It's like a running marathon, but with a prehistoric twist. And next is Mate Toss, and this is a prehistoric version of the hammer throw, where you'll be spinning your wife or husband and try to throw them as far as possible. And it's not just a game, it's a chance to show your caveman strength and impress your cave mate. Fire making is next. It's a race against your opponent to see who can create a full burning fire first. It's a prehistoric cooking competition and you have to rub sticks together, so good luck with that. Club is an old version of boxing where you'll be facing off against an opponent holding clubs on a cliff, and you're trying to club the other off the cliff sides or deplete their life meter. It's like a prehistoric version of rock, paper, scissors, but with clubs. And then there's Dino Race, where you sit on a dinosaur and race against your opponent, avoiding obstacles on the course. And it's like Jurassic Park, but without any fancy cars. And then finally there's Dino Vault, and this is the ultimate test of agility and bravery, where you have to pole vault over a T-Rex. And it's like pole vaulting with a giant prehistoric predator waiting for you on the other side. So in conclusion, Caveman Ugg Olympics is a game that you have to be laughing and competing against your friends, and it's a game that will take you back to the Stone Age and offer you a unique experience. So grab your club, sit on your dino, and get ready for some ultimate prehistoric competition. And that's why Caveman Ugg Olympics is my #1.
So that's it, guys. That's all 5 of my top 5 Caveman games on the Commodore 64. Do you agree with my list? Did I miss anything? If I did, put them down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Love all my community and how you all always respond every week and come and check out my videos. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. Want to do a little bit of housekeeping, do a shout out to all my Patreons. Thank you so much for helping me and supporting me. Also want to do a shout out to my sister Lisa, who always watches all my videos. Thank you so much for watching. So how do you win these floppies for Ugg Olympics? All you have to do is go out to my new website, floppydeepdive.com, sign up with your email, and then go over to Facebook and go to the Floppy Deep Dive page and follow me. If you do those 2 things, you get put in a drawing, and anywhere in the world, someone can win Ugg Olympics on 2 of the original floppies. So go sign up.